And you, each and every one of you, is a being of pure love. You were created in love. Kabir says that we are infused with the glorious love of God. You may not always be able to activate it, but it is who you are, and the more you reach out and show kindness for one another, the more you reach out and support someone when they've got some sort of adventure they're on, the more you can show up from a place of kindness and generosity. I believe that when we do that, we make a difference. We can slowly pull those fragmented parts of our world together and to create the space for love to reign. Music team, it is always such a joy to work with you. So a couple weeks ago, I was beginning to think about this service, knowing that the third Sunday of Advent is about love. And the war in the Middle East was starting up again. There were all kinds of situations in our world that were difficult to deal with, that were impacting me deeply, that were causing me to wonder, how do we show up in love in the midst of so much hurt? I actually had a conversation with someone this morning that was talking about the same kind of thing. There's so much that we're having to deal with today. And how do we engage it in a way that makes a difference? And so as I was thinking about this, the words that came to my mind were love in any language, straight from the heart, keeps us all together, never apart. And when we learn to speak it, all the world will hear. Love in any language, fluently spoken here. Fluently spoken here. And I have to say that I've experienced a great deal of love in this community. And I think that love is a journey that is constantly calling us further, deeper, that's inviting us to engage with life and with one another in a different, more profound way. And so when I think about love and think about how do we truly live in that place, a poem by William Wordsworth comes to mind, and it's a very long poem. I won't read it all. But he says, our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul rises with us. Our life star has elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, and not in utter darkness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. If you've ever been with a small child, you can feel that energy, that connection with the infinite. It is still so alive in them. They know where their true home is. And their true home is in God, yes, of course. And it is in love. Because as we know from 1 John chapter 4, God is love. God is love. And we are made in the image of God. We are the pure expressions of the divine. That means that each of us is an expression of love. This is our true home. This is who we truly are. And, stuff kind of shakes us up a little bit here and there. And maybe we don't always find it so easy to be the presence of love in the world. Anybody ever been there? Right? And that too is part of our journey. If I go back to William Wordsworth, he says that shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy, but he beholds the light and whence it flows. He sees it in his joy. The youth who daily from the east must travel still is nature's priest, and by the vision splendid is on his way attended. At length, the man perceives it die away and fade into the light of common day. So we come from God, who is our home. We come from love, who is our home. That is our essence. We know that when we're little, but part of this life's journey, part of living into an individualized expression of being the light, is we forget. We forget who we are. We forget where we come from. We lose contact with our true home. And this journey is about remembering, reconnecting, releasing the inner splendor that lies in each and every one of us. And so the way I kind of see this is, first we need to remember and connect with love as our true home. But then we have this journey of trying to show up as that love in the world. And what I'd like you to do as we begin moving into that, take a moment and close your eyes if that's comfortable. You might want to put your hand on your heart and allow these words of Rumi to dance in your mind and your heart. He says, close your eyes. Fall in love. Stay there. Close your eyes. Reconnect. Fall in love with your divine essence. See the wholeness that you are. And stay there. Stay in love. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Look around. Stay in love. See the love in another face. See the light in one another's eyes. Behold the beauty of each person you see. Now, are you ready to take that out into the world? Well, you might stumble a bit. It's not always easy. And here's the thing. This journey in love, this journey as the expression of love, is not ours to travel alone. We have fellow beings of love to walk with us on this journey. I got to really experience that over the past couple of days. We had a board meeting yesterday, and I'm sitting in the board meeting and I'm starting to have heart palpitations. I'm a little unsettled, especially considering just a week ago, I was informed that I had a heart murmur. So I've had no symptoms, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I exited the meeting early and went home. I'm staying home, home for this week. I'm staying at Lorraine and John Boyden's home. And I go home and I rest and I'm feeling better. But you know, there's this little thing in my mind that does what the minds do. I'm all alone. My husband isn't here and I don't feel good. Now, I had called my husband and he was supporting me and praying with me. But Tim reached out and made sure I was okay. Neil reached out and he said, "Can I pick some food up for you?" You know, the people were there for me. I didn't have to do this journey alone. And then I was feeling better. I went to bed. I got up this morning, thought everything was okay. And I go into the kitchen and start making coffee, and I get like really dizzy. I had to sit down on the floor. And I'm like, this isn't good. I need to do something about this. So I pick up the phone and call Des. I think I need to go to the hospital. And Des and Anaya came and picked me up and took me to the hospital. Then I called Tim, and I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this service today. And he says, it's all right, don't worry about it, Cynthia. We get it covered. I'm like, oh. You know, ministers on Sunday morning don't like to not show up, and especially when we have gold shoes that we want to wear. As a matter of fact, I'm in the hospital room with Des, and I'm saying, I had a really good outfit. And I got these gold shoes, and then we went into this thing about, well, we can take a picture of the gold shoes and we can send it to Jennifer and she can put it on the stage. Rev Cynthia is here. But here's the thing. Everybody showed up for me. Everybody wrapped their arms around me. And my heart was fine. We did all the tests. Everything was fine. Everything was great. I was dehydrated. You know, when you travel, at least when I travel, you know, I tend not to drink enough water. And so they flushed me with fluids, and I called Tim back, and I said, okay, I'm coming. Now, if my board president doesn't know by now that there's a stubborn streak in me, he never will. But here's the thing, you know, what I really want us to wrap our heads around is this journey of love is not an individual journey. It's not just about trying to activate the love in us. It's reaching out to one another. It's being there for one another. It's choosing, in the words of Ram Dass, to walk one another home. To walk one another back to love. And I do not believe that any one of us can do it by ourselves. So over and over and over again, let us close our eyes or open our eyes, fall in love, and stay there. It is the only power that can transform the situations in our world, and it is the very essence of reality. Charles Fillmore says this: love is from God and is given to man in its virgin purity. It is the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Without love, we should lose contact with Mother Earth, and losing that, we should fly off into space and be lost in the stardust of unborn worlds. Gravity is man's mortal name for love. Love is the pure essence of being. It holds the entire universe together. And you, each and every one of you, is a being of pure love. You were created in love. Kabir says that we are infused with the glorious love of God. You may not always be able to activate it, but it is who you are, and the more you reach out and show kindness for one another, the more you reach out and support someone when they've got some sort of adventure they're on, the more you can show up from a place of kindness and generosity. I believe that when we do that, we make a difference. We can slowly pull those fragmented parts of our world together and to create the space for love to reign. So that's my invitation to you this Christmas season. Let's walk one another home. God bless.
Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.